something. That's how much I made in about 3 hours. So it says 2 hours and 56 minutes. Only got one ride. Made $4.80. So if you deduct 20% out of that, $4.80, that's what I made. Luckily, it was a Friday night, and Lyft offers hourly wages. So they said you get $20 an hour, take out the 20%, that equals $16 an hour. So they paid me like $12 or something extra. So that night, I made $16 because the other 2 hours, I didn't get any customers. You have to get one customer per hour to get the $20 an hour. I only got one for 3 hours. So boo-hoo to me, sad night. And, I'm not here to go on strike or anything or say bad things about Lyft because I personally think that Lyft is a good company that's been doing their best to do their best for everyone. They've given out huge bonuses to new drivers, huge bonuses to new passengers. The new passengers get $50 off, $10 off their first 5 rides, and the new drivers have gotten up to $1,000 bonuses. I'll leave those links down below if you're new to Lyft. You can find out about that. The links to the $50 bonus for new passengers and up to $1,000 for new drivers, which right now is only at $400, I think, max. So, the good days of Lyft, the huge incentive days are kind of over. They've ceased to exist, at least now, and doesn't look like they're coming back. But it's wintertime right now, and, summer is just around the corner. Maybe some of these things might heat up again. But, that's pretty sad, $4.80. If it wasn't a Friday night and I didn't get the hourly pay, it's just sad. You only got one ride and 3 hours, $1.60 an hour. So for the other hours, I really did make $1.60. But the good thing was I sat home. I was right here. Where else would I rather be, right? I was right in front of this very computer, chilling, doing my work, hoping to get a call, and I didn't get one. So I wasn't, freezing in a car on some cold winter night. But, the point of this whole thing is that there are good nights and there are bad nights. Not every night is going to be a great night. That's just part of life. If you're working, this is a commission-based job. This is not a job where you're guaranteed to make an hourly wage. And I think what happened was that Uber totally cut down their rates really, really low all over the United States. And I live in San Diego, and the rate got cut down to, I think, 90 cents a mile, and there's no base fee. So when they step in the vehicle, it's at $0. So you have to at least drive 4 or 5 miles to get to that $4 or $5 mark, and then they're going to cut out a lot of your commission, 20%, with both Lyft and Uber. And then Uber actually cuts out a whole $1.75 extra, which Lyft doesn't cut out. And Uber also doesn't give you any tips ever. They've mandated that the company, which came out of the whole taxi mindset, and in taxi mindset, tipping was proper, totally went the other way and just eradicated that. Now that to me is awful. I'm not here to complain, but it's awful for people in America that really prided themselves on the idea of the tip. Now Lyft, the company that's battling Uber, still believes in the tip. So, on this $1.40, this one ride I got for $4.80, I didn't get a tip. But, you do get $5 tips. And it does motivate you to be as cool as you can be because you want that money. Or, just be cool and take what you can get. That's pretty much how it goes. So I just wanted to show you guys what a sad night can look like. That's how sad it can be. So I did almost, can you see all that? I did almost 3 hours there. So at about the 3 hour mark, I was like, no, I can't do this to myself anymore. This is too sad. Did I go down into the city, into the heart, and really try to get a ride? No. I just sat home and chilled. Am I in an area where I'm not ever going to get a ride? No. I live in a pretty cool area where I figure I could get a ride. But, right now, the Uber rates are really low, and then Lyft did the same thing. They dropped their rates also. So right now is a real dismal time to be working for Uber and Lyft. You're going to be putting a lot of miles on your car for a minimum. So unless your car isn't worth that much to you, or unless you really need the money, explore your options. For me, I like being a Lyft driver. I think it's great. I like having the Uber application on the driver's side. So I want to keep these things going. I don't want to get deactivated. And the rule is with Uber that if you do one ride a month, you don't get deactivated. So what's the rule with Lyft? Does anybody know? Because I don't. So, you know, I plan to work a lot less because of the rate cuts, probably pretty much working down to never. Unless they offer me an hourly rate for a holiday or something, I'll come in and work. But if it's 90 cents a mile and they're going to take 20% out of that, I'm going to get 60 something cents per mile. They also cut down the time. So it used to be 20 cents per minute. Now it's only 10. So you're making half on the time. Per mile, you're making, 15 cents less. So you're making about 10% less there. And then with no base fee, I really feel like it's just really dismal. And I was looking online, I was reading about articles where they were saying that Uber drivers are making as little as $2.89 an hour. So can you see where it says that? They're making $2.89 an hour. Now, these guys are going on strike. They're all angered about this. Unless you leased your car from Uber and you have to work or something like that, I don't see why you would be so pissed. This was never considered a real job. This is just activation on an app. So if you get fired, they just deactivate you from the app. That's it. You're lucky to be activated. I'm lucky to be activated. You're lucky to be activated. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. This is simple economics, supply and demand. If there's too many drivers, they're going to have to get rid of them. They're going to have to do certain things. If there's too many, it's just simple economics here. And right now, something really fishy is going on where they drop down the rates. They're having a war between the two companies. Uber is trying to make sure that Lyft can't make any money, and they're really trying to make sure that these areas are not profitable so that Uber can squash Lyft and just take over. I think that's what's going on. I'm not sure about that, but the truth is it is 90 cents a mile. And if you're going to be making, 90 cents a mile or less, probably 40 or 50 cents a mile by the time you go and pick the person up and you drive around looking for another person, I think my car is worth more than 40 or 50 cents a mile. At least it is to me. So at this point, I'm actually going to just take it easy. Drive a little bit just to maintain access to my apps, and then hope that this summer the prices are raised a little bit or just work the holidays. And that's okay with Lyft and Uber. You don't have to work full time and put your car and your nose to the grindstone every day. They never required that. It was never called a full-time job, and I don't feel bad for people who are sitting there complaining when they're not out exploring their options. To be angered is not justifiable if you have other options. I don't know. Peace out, guys. Let me know what you think about the video, and let me know what you think about the Uber and Lyft / price cuts. If you think that this was really mean to the drivers to do, or if you feel like me and you feel like Uber and Lyft are allowed to do what they want. It's their companies. If they want to offer incentives to the passengers that don't meet the needs of some of the drivers, I don't really see why the drivers are so angered. Another thing is that with Uber, you could drive a 2000 vehicle. So you could use an older car, a car that might cost you $1,500, something like that. You don't have to be using a 2016. So, if you have an older car and you don't mind putting the miles on it because it's pretty much at the end anyway, I don't see anything wrong with that. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.